Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 18 for this season, the highly anticipated Godspeed episode. But of course, before we get into anything else, let's actually watch that trailer.
She's our daughter.
She lied to us since the first day she got here.
This has everything from the day she arrived.
Read it from the beginning.
She must have felt completely alone.
But she wasn't.
Run, Nora. Run.
The Flash returns with an all-new episode Tuesday, April 16th on the CW.
The last episode, wow, those last 10 minutes we had Orlin Dwyer, the original Cicada, getting killed by his own niece, the new Cicada from the future, that being Grace Gibbons, and then Nora is just completely exposed by Sherlock and basically just put in the pipeline cell. Barry just doesn't want to deal with her at the moment and just moving on from there and just really dealing with this big revelation that the entire time that Nora has been with them and they've trusted her and worked with her and all of this, she's been communicating and just, you know, basically just a partner, I guess, of Eobard Thawne, Barry Allen's, you know, mortal enemy, the person who killed his mother, the person who killed Nora's grandmother, you know, the Reverse Flash. It's just crazy. But in regards to a synopsis for this episode, we are actually on break until April the 16th. So we're on like almost like a month break, to be completely honest. So a synopsis probably won't come for like another 2 weeks maybe. But then again, it could be out by the time this video goes out. I don't know. But regardless, let me know your various thoughts in the comment section down below on this trailer. Let me know what you're looking forward to the most in this episode. I think I already know what the answer to that is, and it's the person that's actually in the title of the episode. But yeah, let me know your various thoughts down there in the comments. So we start off the trailer by seeing where we left off exactly at the end of last episode with Nora in the pipeline cell, or as the metahumans of Central City call it, the naughty corner or timeout. Now, throughout the trailer, when other stuff is like going on, we see, can the truth set her free? Now, this flashes up on the screen, which is an important thing to be thinking of when heading into this episode, as it does seem that the events of Nora's past that have led up to this exact moment with her sitting in the pipeline cell and just being pretty upset, that could be what convinces Team Flash to actually set her free. Them understanding her past, you know, where she was coming from, you know, the various reasons she was doing what she was doing, they might be able to understand that and then be like, okay, wow, maybe she wasn't against us. Obviously, the end of last episode was pretty tense with Sherlock basically dropping an 8-minute diss track exposing video in front of Team Flash on Nora, with Barry reacting in a fairly extreme but correct way in my opinion. So what goes down in this episode in regards to Nora's past and stuff and them getting her out of, well, you know, Team Flash believing that she's good, it should be pretty damn convincing. But in regards to convincing, it does look like Nora's father Barry will be the hardest one to convince out of Team Flash. Even over Sherlock, who has spent like Bebo knows how long investigating her and finding out her secret. But we do hear Iris say she's our daughter. So Iris is definitely on the defense with Nora, or at least, you know, trying to see where she's coming from, which is fair enough. But Barry has been there firsthand to deal with multiple betrayals of trust during his time as the Flash. Like basically each season he gets betrayed. You know, some are more personal than others. But this would definitely take the cake, as he replies saying, she lied to us since the first day she got here. So Nora's betrayal would just be the worst for Barry, as we did see at the end of last episode where, without even really having to think too much about it, he just threw her away into the pipeline. So it will be interesting to see what interactions they do have in this episode, if there are actually any. We do know that these two have an interaction outside of the pipeline cell, but I don't really want to talk about it because it actually is a bit of a spoiler, so I'll leave it out of this video completely. This has everything from the day she arrived. This is said by Ralph Dibny as he also picks up Nora's journal, which we know she had all of last season when we saw her show up those handful of random times, and she was always scribbling, you know, away in it at various points. But this is when Barry says, read it from the beginning. And this is where we go back to that thing that was flashing up on the screen throughout the trailer. Can the truth set her free? And this will be the potential source for her freedom, this journal right here. So in this episode, we will be having Nora flashbacks that are in the future. So are they flash forwards or flash back? Anyway, ouch my brain. Anyway, it is hard to tell whether we will just go through Nora's past in like a straight fashion. So we'll go 2047 or something, and we'll pick up with Nora and we'll just go completely through there and then come back to present day. So there's no breaks back to present day with Team Flash as they discuss certain things, or whether we will go back to them after certain points in Nora's, flashbacks, if you want to call it, and then they might go and ask Nora certain questions or something like that. It will be interesting to see what way they choose to go, but either way, it's going to be interesting because we've sort of been waiting to find out about like Nora's past in the future. But the first flashback of Nora's that we do get to see in the trailer would be pretty surprised if it is the first one in the episode though. But in regards to the trailer release, the first one we see is Nora heading into the time vault of all places, and what I guess we should assume is the Flash Museum. And yes, I know the Flash Museum is Star Labs in the future, but this could be at some other point in the future. This could be in like 2028 or something like that. And Nora has traveled back, to that point, maybe to get something in particular that she needs or is curious about or something along those lines. You can see there are crates and it is pretty dark in there. Nothing like the time vault that we have in present day, which is extremely bright. She could be possibly here to just access Gideon. That could be the sole reason that she has come here. If I had to make predictions though, we know that Nora came to the Flash Museum a lot, during her upbringing. So I would just guess that she knows the place from back to front and may have gotten a hint as to where to head in the Flash Museum to find the Time Vault. But this is then when we see Nora in the Hall of Villains, which we of course have been to a few times ourselves throughout this season. And we do see Nora come face to face with a Reverse Flash suit, not the actual person, who at this stage would most likely already be in cahoots with Nora and guiding her along the path that would eventually lead her back to 2017 and onwards to where we are presently, where she has been exposed. When she comes across the Reverse Flash suit in the Flash Museum, she actually takes the ring off his finger that would contain his suit. Obviously, we just assume the ring was Barry's from the future that is made before he disappears, the one that Nora gives him. But you can see that Nora takes the ring off of a black glove, which of course belongs to Reverse Flash. So it will be interesting to see how that new suit is acquired and then placed inside the ring. But hey, it's the future. Who knows what is possible in that time. Now, the next part in the trailer of note is this shot here of our boy, your boy, Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash, and he is doing this like weird finger movement here, which universally could mean a multitude of different things. But for the sake of this scene, I'm going to assume that here it means like, please come over here, I have a secret to tell you. Now, I did see some people saying that this could maybe be Barry coming up against and facing Reverse Flash while he is in prison in the future. However, we can tell from the lighting in the background that this would be Nora a bit earlier in 2049, as the light is actually yellow, and currently where Nora left Eobard at the beginning of last episode, it is red with the Eobard there. And yeah, if Barry went ahead, he could just go to an earlier time, but he would most likely go off Nora's journal and go to where she last was. So this could maybe be Nora's first interaction with Eobard. If I had to place a bet, I would probably say that just the way Eobard is standing there, it's a bit menacing and all of that. This definitely gives off the suggestion that Eobard is trying to make a bit of an evil first impression here. The next part in the trailer is actually the part that we know the most about going into this episode, because we actually know the exact events of this scene, as this was the scene that I talked about and essentially was able to confirm to everyone that Godspeed was actually in this episode, and that the title wasn't bait or title bait. So this scene in the episode, as you can sort of see behind Nora here, is in a car park. And in this car park will be the end of a chase between Nora, another speedster called Leah, and our title character for the episode, that being Godspeed. Now, Godspeed in this scene will actually kill this other speedster, Leah. Now, this Leah character is Leah Nelson from the comics, who is the Flash from Earth 9. Leah will be played by an actress called Catherine Gallagher, from what I know. So she could be a fellow speedster from this time, or maybe be from another Earth. Who knows? I don't think it really matters because she's just going to die anyway. But Godspeed will kill her, which would explain the reaction that Nora is giving in this part of the trailer right here, where she's like, "No, don't kill her," or something like that. I guess the big question here is maybe Reverse Flash stops Godspeed here, because what's going to stop Godspeed from killing Nora? Like, there is a shot where it looks like Nora's hiding, but I don't know, Godspeed, I don't know if he'd get her or not. So maybe Reverse Flash, gets, involved here. Maybe that's what gets him sent to Iron Heights, which then causes Nora to be like, "Oh, you saved my life, I'm going to go talk to you," and stuff like that, which would give Nora this like heightened respect, I guess you could say, for Reverse Flash, because she respects Eobard a lot. And sure, he's helped guide her along this way, but she found out, they're like, "Oh, you killed my grandmother," and stuff. We should basically just say, "Oh, end of relations here." And they sort of tease that, but Eobard was able to rope her in, so maybe he did something good for her in regards to this, because we don't know when Eobard was locked up there. We have no idea when Eobard was locked up in the future, so maybe he's locked up because it was a speedster fight, and Maybe he, I don't know, something along those lines. But we could get a reverse Flash versus Godspeed fight, which I think would be pretty good, and I think a lot of people would love to see. Now, some people might be wondering why there is actually like no Godspeed in the trailer, and the main reasoning could just be that the visual effects isn't done, because it does look like Godspeed will have like glowing yellow eyes and some other visual effect features on him when he's just there. But also, and honestly, you wouldn't have one. But also, and this like is just an honest thought, you wouldn't really want to reveal him here in this trailer and then have a 4-week break. And also, they might have planned this trailer based off what, based off if like the set photo wasn't released. Because the majority of people who watch the show wouldn't have seen the photo. Even though many people saw it, it would be a fraction of people that actually know Godspeed is going to be in this episode and have seen that set photo. Even though the episode is named after him, like some people might just be like, oh no, it's just a title. He's not going to be in there. So the reveal of how he will look and like be on the show will probably be better, in the actual episode. However, it wouldn't surprise me if like we get another trailer for this episode in like 2 weeks time or something, and that just just shows Godspeed in it regardless. But who knows? But we do finish off the trailer with a classic run, Nora run from Eobard, and I can't wait to hear that. That should be maybe when she's setting off for her first adventure back in the day, or back in time, might I say. But I'm looking forward to this episode outside of the Godspeed stuff as well. Like, seeing Godspeed's going to be interesting. As you would know, I'm not the biggest fan of the character, but just seeing these Nora flashbacks and how the bond between her and Eobard formed, I'm really intrigued to see that, because that's been one of the things I've been sort of waiting to find out and actually get it, explored throughout this season. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on what you saw in the trailer, what you're looking forward to, more Godspeed, or the building and the origins of Nora and Eobard Thawne's relationship. Let me know all of that in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.